talk about so many things that we've heard from so many political parties. Look at the results. We have two analysts, Michelle. We must call them analysts because that's really what they are.
Absolutely.
Sithembile and Mbete, the serious analyst. You've seen her earlier, of course. And then the other one called Chester Missing, who's been troubling us all incredibly to get on air because he wants everyone to know how he feels about the election.
Hey, Sithembile, nice to see you. It's been a while. Hey, guys. It's such an honor to be here. Hey, guys. How you been? Wow, I feel like it's a reunion, like a Nazareth.
It's a whole Nazareth reunion.
Yeah,
and thank you for not getting married, Chester. Idris Elba, my one true love, got hitched. But you, my
You
other
and the rest
true
of
love,
South Africa, by the way.
you're still here.
I know nobody marries latex. That's just a fact of life, I'm afraid.
So, Chester, I'm sure you're very happy that the ANC is leading this race, and also the BLF. I'm sure you
it's
know.
It's not laugh, man. Shame. The BLF, they were like, because the contention was land or death, wasn't it? Land or death. Now we found out, well, it's or death.
Yeah.
So they did.
They did. They're gone. BLF, they're on basically, I don't know, shame, man. That was a difficult. They had to take a holiday. I don't know where they've gone. I haven't been this nervous since Malusi Gigaba sent me a WhatsApp.
Listen, Chester, I know that your vote is your secret and that is your prerogative.
True.
But just take us into your confidence. Who did you?
Well, I'm honoured to talk here. I'll be honest on this, radio. We know that the one good thing about being on a DSTV platform is we know Steve Hofmeyr isn't watching. So I'm happy to be honest with you. The first thing is, and I'm going to shock you, Michelle, is I don't vote. I know. Jesse Duarte has the same thing. Puppets can't get ID books. I know. Who would have thought?
I was about to ask you. I was going to say, did your ink rub off?
No, it didn't rub off. It didn't rub off. That's the problem. Well, how did that happen? I mean, indelible ink. I mean, I did it. You can do it with Domestos, which is great ad for Domestos. It kills germs and democracy.
Yeah, but it seems like Chester is one of those people who use the Domestos. He should be jailed. He's one of the criminals who actually voted twice, I hear.
I definitely would have voted if I could have. I'm a puppet. I have no standards, please.
Well, we have lots of puppets leading this country.
This is what we're in a building full of journalists and politicians. If there was any more lies in here, we would be the Sunday Times.
Listen, Chester, talk to us about whether you're seeing any surprises in the outcomes that we're seeing on the leaderboard at the moment. Let's talk Western Cape, perhaps.
Well, I mean, Western Cape was a touch-or-go situation, wasn't it? It was going to be 42%, Prof. Mbete. It was going to be 42% was was moments where the DA looked like they might lose. 42%, of course, for the DA is John Steenhuisen's matric results. Well, it's difficult with John because somebody has to use crayons to explain the results to him later. And it's just been a very tense situation. They lost votes to Vryheidsfront, of course, Shehan, which it's hard to lose votes to people who sound like a condom for racists. It's not Lovers Plus, it's Freedom Front Plus.
Oh, my word. Okay, wait, hold on. You've spoken to Patricia de Lille a lot, right?
Of course.
How do you feel about her? She has a seat, right?
She's got a seat.
I feel good. No matter how well they do, you got a good. I don't know what it's basically a retirement plan for it. I love Patricia de Lille. It's great to have her in her politics. The DA is kicking out more black people than a nightclub in Cape Town.
Sithembile, let's bring you in. Let's get jovial because Chester's been very serious now. Let's talk about Patricia de Lille actually getting a seat.
It's great, and I know if you saw all the good posters around, and they all said Auntie Pat is, coming to fix things and to make things good. And so I really think that, people were voting for Auntie Pat.
Are you surprised? Are you surprised by the sheer number of people? I mean, 40-odd thousand nationally?
No, not at all. And if you consider the support that she has in the Western Cape and the support that she had in the Northern Cape, as the Northern Cape was the Independent Democrats' big base. And so this morning, because Northern Cape has no people, so their results start coming in early in the morning.
Being very controversial this afternoon.
Yeah.
Not me. It's bad influence.
He's rubbing off on her.
The Northern Cape results come in first because there are fewer votes to count, and so Good was doing really well in the early hours of the morning. Yep. So it's not surprising to me at all. One of the things that I think that she has worked out perfectly is that for the rest of time. When people are introducing Patricia de Lille on the radio, on TV, it is good leader Patricia de Lille.
Yeah, that was great.
Chester, you have been going around the IEC Rock Centre here in Pretoria.
Absolutely.
You've been bumping into politicians as
Absolutely.
well.
Well, as I was chatting to James Self earlier, of course, from the DA. I asked him who is his favorite DA leader, Helen Zille, Tony Leon, or Nelson Mandela. And it turns out even their posters are cultural appropriation, which is kind of awkward. The IC is an amazing place. I mean, you come here to count the votes. It's just awkward for everybody involved. 56% to the ANC, 23% to the DA, EFF are 9%. So for the top three, it's been like a sex and a one-night stand. Disappointing for everybody.
I feel like I'm not allowed to laugh at that joke.
Wait, I want to ask you quickly about what people are looking like, because when you come to these venues, events like this, Chester, you see them on TV all the time. Of course, they look slender.
Well,
but
they smell close
given
up,
the
don't they,
dietary, requirements that we've seen for some people, clearly they are not on a diet.
No, they're not on a diet. Well, that's the most important part of the IEC Scoffs, the famous IEC buffet, which is they come to eat there as much bosasa as they can. It's confusing because there's so much tension in the room with the IEC people behind us. Dalian Polfo, of course, is angry that the IEC isn't auditing the election results well, which is odd because he represented Tomboyani, the CEO of Bad Organs. It's like Floyd Shivambu calling Fikile ugly is what I'm trying to say. So it's just a very odd place full of people making up as much stories as they can. The only certain thing that we know here, as analysts, is that in a few minutes Desmond Dube will be on TV. The only reliable thing on this channel. This is basically Desmond Dube with news.
Listen, Chester, before we end this discussion, and perhaps Dr. Mbete, you can also answer this question. If the ANC does nationally manage to get above 60%, do you reckon that will be due to Cyril Ramaphosa's good story to tell?
It'll be due to Cyril Ramaphosa. The good story, I don't know about that bit, but certainly he has proven to be more popular than the party. And we've seen that play out in the results of this election. I think that if you'd had this election in May 2017, the results for the ANC would look very different to what they look like now.
Chester?
Well, no, I mean, that's absolutely, the doctor's absolutely right. All the ANC's got is Cyril Ramaphosa. It's like polony. Just because it's coming out in a new flavor doesn't mean you won't get listeriosis. In that joke, listeriosis.
Yeah, Chester, let me remind you that you're also on this channel, so no one takes you seriously as well. Chester Missing, of course, here at the Rock with us, and Sithembile and Mbete. We'll get to them a little later as well. For more analysis, Michelle, because that's what we're doing here.
That was enjoyable. I mean, we've been so serious, and it is such serious business unpacking the election results. Great to have some comic relief there. Thanks very much to Chester Missing for gracing us here with his presence, along with our resident analyst, Dr. Sithembile Mbete. We'll be back with plenty more throughout the afternoon. You're live here with us at the Results Operations Centre.